Are you ready? Are you ready to pod it up?
Let's go. Let's have fun. Peatcast it.
This is the Simply Youth Ministry Podcast with Doug Fields,
I think it's going to be a four-shoulder touch.
Matt McGill,
Nothing says loving like a muffin.
Josh Griffin,
The internet is a hotbed of activity.
and Jana Sardi.
Podcast.
The show starts now.
Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Doug Fields, Jana Sardi, and the Reverend, the Honorable, the future of the church,
Jana is calling me the future of the church in front of other church members.
Every
No,
once in a
one
while,
time.
he
Oh,
decides
gosh.
to show up. Matt McGill.
Thank you,
Welcome,
everybody.
welcome
in
back.
my mind, the crowd
Is
is
going-
cheering. Yes, they're going wild.
They are going wild.
They pretty much always
The
are.
team is going well
We
because
have
they've missed you.
We have not been together in a long time because Matt's too busy to do, impart wisdom for.
And what are you busy doing these days?
I'm on a sabbatical. Pretty much
Vacationing,
nothing.
checking out sites in Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yep.
Yeah.
But even in a
I told
sabbatical when
Jana
I'm
the
not
other-
supposed to be working,
Yeah,
I'm here for the team.
you are here for
I'm
the
here
team.
for the team
And, and
'cause-
here's the deal. I told Jana that you've been on sabbatical since about my 7th year in high school. I'm like, what's this starting now crap? No, just kidding.
No,
Oh,
you know
got
what?
a tweet from Saddleback Fuel. Remember that? Wow. Where did that come
so
from?
I'm on a 2-month sabbatical, July and August, and during that I did a week of
Student leadership.
which was awesome.
It couldn't have been that awesome.
No, it was awesome.
No, I wasn't a part of it.
Well,
And we didn't invite you again.
and ratings went up.
Wow.
Yeah, you're not highly rated.
I am in my own head.
I know. That's
5 stars out of 3.
That's what makes you wonderful. And then
That
I'm
doesn't make sense,
having
Jana.
dinner. I'm having dinner Monday night with Duffy Robbins, who teaches youth ministry at Eastern
Yes.
University.
One of the smartest and nicest humans you know.
He's great and funniest.
Oh,
He's
that's right.
Very funny.
Yeah, not very nice.
No, he's nice. He's
Oh,
nice.
which
He's a
one?
lot nicer than you.
Well, that's not saying much.
I know.
Yep.
Yeah.
I speak the truth.
Chap's not as nice.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. I love
don't
Chap
really know
dearly.
Chap.
No, he's just not as nice as Duffy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, he has a sabbatical.
Who? Chap?
Duffy.
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 Yeah. Well,
Got a
he's
sabbatical.
got a real job.
Yeah, after 7 years of teaching, this is his second sabbatical. Guess how long he gets?
1 semester.
10 weeks.
10 weeks, 1 semester? 15 months.
What?
Yeah, he ended his last class in May. He doesn't teach again until September 2010. He gets a whole
Year.
Wow.
school year off
For every 7 years that he's
every 7 years.
amazing.
I know.
But see, you need that as a teacher because you study.
Oh
and you
yeah. So what do I
research
do
and
every week?
No, but at schools.
Oh, so you don't need as much time to study the Bible.
Well, no, because you're barely teaching anything on the weekends
Uh-oh.
that involves research and How many Hebrew texts did you consult in the last 14 years? Of course, you're teaching youth ministry, so I'm not sure Duffy needs to do that either.
Look at Matt. Starts playing around with high-powered people.
And what?
Future of the church. Well,
Who's
you
high-
forget your roots. You're really a youth worker at heart. You know that.
Totally. I do know that.
I don't know. He never really liked students all that much.
He did
You're
too.
gonna make me angry. That's not even true. I'd rather you call me a hypocrite or inconsistent.
No, you can do
No, just kidding.
that. No, he was
liked a
good
few.
with he was good with a small group of students.
I like the ones no one else liked, the pastor's kids.
Oh, that's not true.
Oh wait. forgot
But
you had
somebody
kids.
did give a testimony about the influence of Matt at
Matt,
student
we're
leadership.
making Matt sound. Matt was
know.
a great youth worker.
Did you know that?
He didn't greet.
No, who?
He didn't greet visitors.
Was it Robbie?
But-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't greet visitors for like my first 6 months, and then
Yeah,
you pulled
6
me
years.
aside. No.
What?
And I totally went to town on that.
No, you did.
I do that at class. I walk around and teach these adult classes. I walk around everyone at the table, say hello,
Yeah.
and the people that have been doing class for like the last 4 years
Yeah.
are totally amazed that
How relational you are.
that's that not me personally, but that a teacher in a class would do that. It just made me sad for the adult discipleship at our
I know.
church.
I know.
I mean,
Well, we got a podcast today, and it
at some point.
and here's the deal with Josh. Josh is at camp, And so we brought his new book, which I'm very excited about, 99 Thoughts for Youth Workers, random insightful tips for anyone in youth ministry, that I'm very excited to read it. It's small, so it's,
Yeah.
I've read about 11 books this summer already.
You're not counting that. As
No,
one
I'm
of
not
them.
going to count. This is like a half of a chapter, but it'll be, this
Yeah.
is very volunteer friendly.
And kid friendly? Is it for students too? Or
No,
not
I don't
really?
think so. I think it's for youth workers, maybe if
For
you,
youth workers.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Maybe students that are leading. They're doing youth
Yeah.
work.
It's
looks
fun to
good.
see. Yeah,
It
it's
looks
great.
good. I'm excited about it. I'm
Now the
proud of
the
him.
cover
and you
looks
know,
like
and you know, if he was here, we would be making fun of it.
yeah, and I'm not going to make fun of it. The cover looks like Napoleon Dynamite, which I think is a little bit. We're past that now, right?
Well, there's a shot of Josh. It kind of is a
What?
cartoon figure of Josh.
Well, very flattering.
I was gonna say much
Very
much
flattering.
thinner than he really
'Cause
is.
he does not look
No
that manly.
way.
Oh yes,
No,
yes. Josh has
he's
got a round face, Jana.
a round girl-like face.
Speaking
like a
of
cherub,
round
actually.
face, you got the round hair going. You're doing a
Uh-oh.
poof deal, aren't you?
No.
What's the deal? Tell us about your hair today.
Nothing. I don't know.
Huh?
I washed it. No, nothing.
I washed it. I used to not wash my hair in high school, and Janet could go like this and go, "You didn't wash your hair yesterday, did you?" It was very
Like this.
weird. Yeah.
Hey, let's we got
I
like
had some story I started to tell.
well, here's
and I
let's
forgot about it.
set the podcast up with, we have 5 questions, and here's why we have 5 questions. Because the last time we did a podcast here, we had a lesbian question, which I was going to start the show with. And then when we left it, it was me and Jana and Josh. And when you're not here, it's not even really a good podcast.
Right.
I don't even like it
Well,
when you're not here.
You say that like, is this a new learning?
No, I just wanted to go public.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So here's the deal. We leave it, and I say, everybody teases me about losing the emails. So I say, Jana, why don't you hang on to them? So I'm
Right.
calling her on the way here today saying, hey, do you have the emails? And what does she say?
Oh, she says she doesn't.
I
have them.
She
Actually-
says, you gave them to Josh. I would give
And-
nothing to Josh.
I know, but I'm telling you,
You
I
gave
don't
Josh
think you
goat
gave him
money
to
and he
me.
lost it.
I
Yeah.
don't think you gave him to me.
Well, he didn't give them to me.
I would like. I wish
well,
it,
we know
I wish
that.
it
You
was
weren't
at the
here.
end of the podcast, like it was recorded. Because
That's what I said to Chris. Go back and see. I think it is.
Oh.
it would be awesome if it is. If it
Yeah.
is.
If
yeah.
anybody knows, they gotta let us know.
Yeah.
I
Well-
would have them if you gave them to me.
Well, I either gave them to you or
Or we
left
left them
here.
here,
And if we
Or
left,
they're in the back of your car.
they're not in the back of my car. I checked on the way in just in case, because you didn't sound very confident when I called you.
No, I just said I'll go
This will
upstairs
be
and
the
look.
second mistake Janet's ever made.
Oh.
And the first mistake
No.
was involving podcast emails too. Remember?
Yeah, Janet.
She hates the podcast.
Well, it's not. She doesn't. You don't. She doesn't love it. You don't give it much priority.
Oh,
Josh and I
I
are the
am
only.
not, seriously.
Jimmy,
for not liking it
Jiminy
very
and I
much.
are the only ones committed. to it. Josh and I are the only ones totally,
the two
totally
guys
committed.
that don't have a job.
Oh my gosh, Josh works harder than you ever did. Totally true.
That
Totally true. This
Sure,
podcast
sure.
brought to you by 99 Thoughts for Youth Workers from my friend
Yeah.
Josh, who's committed to our team
Yeah.
more than any of these two.
seriously, when
I
did
am
I ever
so
write a book?
committed. I am the most consistent podcast person.
You are
I
not.
showed up and you weren't for a podcast
Consistency
that
doesn't
Josh
mean
didn't show up to.
commitment.
You weren't here.
Consistency doesn't come because you can show up 100 times with like a level 0 commitment, and it's not, your heart's not in it.
You're describing your youth ministry years.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
Matt
Yes.
brought a little gift back from Mexico on vacation
Yes, and
3.
It smells like
And it was
Mexico.
filled with
I love
coffee
it.
because Matt took our family to the airport, and my wife thought it'd be nice to bring him
Ooh.
back something. He loves coffee.
Smells
and
like a gunny sack. Do you know what that is? A gunny sack?
Speaking of Gunny Sack, last night for
Yeah.
the very first time I watched Wipeout.
Oh, it's a great show.
For the very first
Oh
time, where
my
have you
God.
been?
Yeah.
Janet,
On
I
sabbatical.
study Hebrew and Greek.
Yeah, you don't
and,
get sabbatical, so you got to spend your off hours
Yeah.
doing crap like that.
It was
It's funny.
unbelievable. Yeah.
But it's great.
Matt,
What? I just want to
Too
smell
loud.
it.
Oh. Oh.
I'm going to tell Kathy.
I didn't think it would break.
Did it break?
Yes, it broke.
You didn't hear
Coffee
those beans
beans
shoot all over the
everywhere.
place.
I didn't because I was totally in my mind blinded by the fact that Kathy's mom thinks I'm hot. Can we talk about that
Okay,
for a
we'll
little
tell
bit
them.
on
It's
the
like, hey,
podcast?
Chris, can we take a photograph of the beans and put it on the podcast? Because
I'll take a picture with my camera.
It was typical Matt jacking around and making noise and stuff. Okay, let's
Yeah.
focus. All
I'm
right.
so focused.
Okay.
Laser beam
Last night,
has more unfocused than I do.
Gianna,
I
do I have to
don't
take your phone
know.
now?
I
Who,
just
who
was-
just called?
None of your business.
Oh man.
So
Secret
last night
admirer.
I'm at Chili's. I've got my mom, who my mom's got one foot in the grave. Poor thing. She's just
And you're laughing at this?
no, but she always wants to spend time with us, and so I'll say, hey, why don't you go out to dinner with us? And she goes, and the great thing is I know she'll never listen to the podcast. So she says,
Yeah. What if my mother-in-law does? Have you ever thought about that?
I don't care as much.
Well,
yeah.
a little more compassion.
Um,
better.
My
youth
mom
ministry.
says, she goes, oh, yeah, I can go to dinner and watch you eat. Because she had cancer in her throat, and she can only, like, drink stuff. So we get there, and she can have avocado and fruit. So I order avocado and
is a fruit. No, it's a vegetable. Sorry.
I think it's fruit. It has a seed.
I don't, who cares?
Yeah.
So I order avocado and
Fruit.
I'm calling
So
new good
my
buddy
mom's
Mark
there,
Affleck.
my mother-in-law's there, my 14-year-old daughter's there, my wife is there. It's 4 women and me. And Kathy's mom says, you know, Matt, when I saw him last, he looks thinner.
'Cause he's been walking.
And I said, I know he's tried to lose some weight, but I can't tell. I could tell when Josh loses weight, but I can't tell when Matt loses weight. And so I text Matt and I say, hey, how much weight have you lost? Because Bella, that's my mother-in-law's name. I'm trying to find.
Wait, does this count right now? Oh, that you're trying
Yeah,
to
I'm
find
trying
the
to
text.
find the text because actually Matt.
I can find it on my iPhone.
Here it is.
I can find my backup text faster than you can find
Here it is. So I said.
Here's what she said. Bellatricia said,
She
She
really
really-
noticed that you lost weight. How much have you lost? And Matt writes back and says, enough to be what I call grandma hot. And then I said, Bella laughed out loud, and Matt said, awesome.
yep.
Oh, I didn't read your next one. For some reason that because I'm trying to get him to 250 pounds.
Yeah.
I think he'll actually live past 40 if he gets to 250 pounds. And he writes back, so I put 250 with a question mark. He says, awesome, at 250 I'll be mom hot. Look out, Kathy.
You didn't read that to Kathy?
No, I did. I'm seeing it for the first time right now.
Oh man, I'm trying to feed you lines at the table.
I'm sorry. I need your help. Anyway, let's get to.
And then I said, I'm 300.
What?
Bella must have seen
Oh.
my good side.
that wasn't that funny.
That wasn't
That's why I didn't
funny?
read it. No, but your phone's over there. You can pick it up afterwards.
Oh, God.
99 Thoughts for Youth Workers by Josh Griffin.
Whoa.
Man.
So anyway, we have the live curriculum. I walked in. Did you see it? They
Yeah,
have the
113 sales.
113 sold, and it's only been available for a couple days. Very, very excited about it. 4-year plan. What I'm most excited
Do you have
about
to
it.
sign up for the whole year, 4 years?
Yeah, you buy 4 years. But here's
what
the
if
deal.
you really only like the first year?
Well, you can move it around anyway. You can
Customizable.
You can take year 4 and put it into year 1. You can take year. You can say I want to do these 5 weeks here. You can move it around. You send it at the website. I mean, the content, the curriculum is really good. The website that Chris developed,
Is awesome.
it's unbelievable. It's going to be so helpful for youth workers.
Yay.
I'm so excited about it.
I heard you brought in some big guns on the content.
Yes, I did. Matt McGill. Matt McGill is going to do the very
You know,
final
I'm
edit.
I'm trying to take a page out of the book some of my friends learn how to be a little bit more self-promoting.
There you go.
How's
There
it
you go.
work?
Hey, you're getting paid, aren't you?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
great.
All right.
That's great. I love money. It motivates.
There you go.
All
All right. This is from Jason Stephen, First Christian Church of Dyer, Dyer, Indiana. Hey, team. Do you know? Have you been here? Have you been here on the podcast since we're now calling our audience team?
Yes.
Okay, so you have been to
One.
of the last 10 shows.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I listen to the shows too. That I
You
miss.
do not.
You're
You-
right.
But here's the deal. I'd like for you to consider thinking of them as a team.
Right.
Okay, this guy at the end, by the way, you know what his Twitter name is?
Twittastic.
His name is Matt McCage.
Oh,
he
yeah.
actually, he's a very nice guy, youth worker,
Yeah,
who
yeah,
answers
yeah.
all our calls about the curriculum. It goes right to his cell phone.
His cell phone.
His cell phone. His
We should give people your cell phone.
his Twitter name is Matty McFatty.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh.
Yeah, that should
So
be.
you thought that was mine? Is that
Well,
what you're
no,
going to say?
I was going to say that.
That should be.
Jason says, I was wondering if you guys knew of any good traveling parenting seminars.
What?
I'm a youth minister trying to help parents raise kids. Jason?
Yes, you do, don't you?
Yeah, there's 3 that I
You know
know.
3 seminars?
Jim Burns has at homeward.com has
Trainer of trainers.
helping your teenagers. What's it called, Chris? Helping your teenagers.
Homeward,
Chap Clark at
which
Fuller
is
Seminary.
like a double entendre. It's like homeward and homeward, right?
Sure.
You never thought about
Sure.
that before? Is that true or no?
I have no idea. I don't
You
think
never
that
thought about it?
deeply about what homeward stands for.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
My head's bare. I'm thinking about Hebrew
Yes.
and Greek. Chap Clark has a traveling seminar called Hurt, and Mark Matlock.
The traveling seminar, is that about parenting though?
Yeah, it's about teenagers and parenting. And Mark Matlock has one that real world parents. So there's 3 that I'm sure are.
And I'm coming out with a book called Parenting from the Couch.
Oh, gosh.
McGill, great,
That was funny.
great Twitter. I wanted to forward that.
And too bad you didn't.
No, I'm going to. I'm still going to retweet that. You know what? Speaking of the retweet, now that
Yeah.
Rick Warren is
Twittering.
twittering, if like 5 of the people that I follow are Saddleback staff people who are retweeting Rick.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm following Rick
4
10 times. Yeah,
Yes.
it's unbelievable.
But really, even if they retweet 5, you're still not following him because he twitters so much.
Rick?
So you're still
Yeah, yeah. People aren't twittering all his Twitters.
Yeah.
They're not retweeting all his
Well, there's a
tweets.
lot of them that,
There are.
and he's got great ones. I mean, Jeff McGuire
Yeah.
said it's like a daily fortune cookie or something like that.
Christian
Yes.
fortune cookie.
Yeah,
That
so
was funny.
it's at Rick Warren if you want to follow him. But they're great. I love them. But
There's a
I
lot
get
of
them. I get them retweeted by everybody else. So I feel like I'm
Yeah.
getting a bunch
I
of
just
them.
don't follow other people to my phone,
I don't either. I only follow you, and Josh,
which makes sense.
and Kathy. Those are the 3.
Kathy needs to twit more often.
She's kind of dropped off.
Yeah.
I called her a voyeur last night. I came in from the jacuzzi and she said she was gonna head up to bed, and she was still twittering or reading them, and I said, "You are Jana the voyeur."
I blocked Jenna on mine.
Did you? I did too. I forgot to unblock her though when I
Yeah.
needed her to be on.
I didn't really block her.
No.
I just made a joke about it.
Chad Jones from New Braunfels Church of the Nazarene says, "Please don't use my name on the air." Just kidding. Wanted to see if you would read it, even when I said not to. But I was wondering if the next time you guys
job,
decide to
Chad.
get our hopes up by telling us there will be a podcast, I don't know, maybe through Twitter, just prep today's podcast, shooting it as late as we can in hope that the future of the church shows up. We have great questions, and then you decide you can't do it. Maybe try to send someone in Ustream chat and tell us it's not going to happen. Laugh out loud.
What? I didn't see anything funny.
I have
But-
sat here for about 4 hours in hopes of another great show and my first live show, but I guess I will have to wait a next time. Anyways, can't wait to watch you guys live sometime. Just trying to kill some time. Wishing you guys might pop online while I'm still
What
typing
time
this.
ever do
Nope.
to him?
Was he there?
You guys are
Oh.
doing great work. That's Chad Jones.
Thank you.
And when he
for-
says you guys are doing great work, he's referring to me and Jana and Josh.
No, he's
Because
not.
you haven't been on the show in a long time.
But
This
Chad,
is-
we did do a show. We just couldn't do it live that day.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties.
Well, and I Twittered today about this, but I didn't say live show.
Which is good.
Chris did, and we
Oh.
can't do a live show, right?
No, but I twittered out that there was no live show.
Oh, okay. Did you
Thank you.
Twitter that Matt
so
was here?
responsible of you.
Because our attendance will go up so much.
By at least one.
I'm just
Or
going to
two.
set this on your iPhone right over here. Hey,
Uh.
speaking of iPhone, should we talk about church politics and how you just you ramrodded your way through our IT guy?
Sure.
Okay, so to our team at Saddleback, we get a phone that is
Sprint.
Sprint, and Matt wanted a iPhone. Now, back in Matt's youth ministry days, he would have never done this, but now that he's kind of the future of the church, he
Actually,
decides
I've been. Yeah.
he decides to go out and get an iPhone,
I totally have done it. I've owned more of my
I
own
agree.
phones.
T-Mobile.
I've owned more of my own phones since I've
That's
been
true.
at Saddleback.
That's true. I
than-
take that back.
Yeah.
I take that back.
They just didn't care because they didn't know.
Yeah, but now,
But now that I'm higher up on the food chain,
yeah. So Matt buys his own iPhone, and the IT guy gets ticked.
yeah, that was an understatement. I was a bad leader.
Oh,
It
is
was
that what he
bad
called you?
leadership. Bad leader displaying bad leadership. It was awesome.
How'd you feel about that?
I mean, I knew he was going to do that, so
Yeah.
I felt like I was right. But that's not really
don't
a new
you
feeling.
always?
Yeah, that's not really a new feeling for me. So no, I just was like, okay, well, we're going to talk about this, and it was awesome because his response was, well, why didn't we talk about this? And I said, we've talked about this on a number of occasions. Here's your 3 points. Here's why I don't think they're right.
So
You
what were
know,
his
so-
3 points?
Oh goodness,
He doesn't want everybody else to go out and do
Okay,
it.
so
yeah, it's a lot of I'd have to think about it.
and
for a
now
second.
you're saying that he's coming around and maybe changing, and letting people get whatever phone they want.
Yeah, so he's thinking about that the church would just no longer have a church policy that the whole church is on Sprint.
So in some ways you
Change the culture?
initiated a change in the culture.
Maybe. I don't know.
So do you think our team listening should do that same thing when they're told not to do something? Just do it anyway because they think it's right.
Oh, that's where you're going with that.
Well, just trying to make a teaching lesson.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I mean, some people strike from the shadows only when they know that they can't. There's no repercussions, and some people strike out in the open. And I'm more of a strike out of the open type of guy.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
So no, you know what though?
And then
this
run to
is
the shadows when there's conflict.
run to the shadows. Hey, but Doug told me to do that. No, I mean it's a thing. There's lots of people that say that think our IT policies are too constraining.
Yeah.
Lots of people, and he's heard that from different places. I'm the only one that just comes out and says it to him. I mean, other people will say it,
Yeah.
but he's communist. And now I've actually read like 6 chapters out of a communist book, and the
Yeah.
more that I read about communism, the more that I think the IT guy read Karl Marx and stuff.
How do you feel about that? Mary?
I don't want to. No comment.
No comment. What do you mean?
I
So-
don't know if you can call him communist.
Mm. One answer for everybody. I mean, what's good for one is good for everybody else. It's pure communism. It is. So.
That's awesome.
Yep.
All right. I wouldn't have done that, but that's right. We're
Totally.
different. We're different.
Totally.
Yeah.
It really
actually
became an issue though with the iPhone because everybody wanted an iPhone.
Yeah.
Sure.
So that
But I
became
mean,
it bigger.
it's a thing where like.
But
I
I can,
have
I
my
can
own-
kind of be satisfied
have
with
my
not
own-
having everything I want.
Right. And I'm satisfied with not having everything I want. But see, like having a printer
Unless
in my
somebody tells
office.
you you can't.
I got reamed, pun intended with paper, that I had my own printer in the office that I paid for. Like to him, that is just
You're a
absolutely
bad leader.
horrible.
You're
I'm
a bad
horrible
leader.
leader. Horrible leader. But I have that in there because so you don't have to walk across the office and get in 95 conversations.
Yeah.
And walk back. I
So
mean, it's like-
exercise and relational
Yes.
ministry. With
Well, actually, I learned it from you. I mean,
Yeah.
you're the one that had the printer. And I was like, I gotta do what Doug does. But I mean,
yeah, but the
And
church
now-
paid for mine and said yes, I could have it. That would be the
that was
difference.
back before he was in charge. That's why. Actually, you didn't even ask. I went and bought it for you. What are you talking
Thank
about?
you.
Oh.
All right.
Okay. What was the point you were trying to make? I mean,
I-
it was something at my expense, I'm sure.
No. Just kind of wishing Josh was here. Dear team, but he kind of is
Maybe you
with
coulda got
99 thoughts for
maybe
youth workers.
Couldn't even make it to 100. Maybe you would have gotten number 100 out of him.
No,
I'm-
Doug told him to only do 99.
Well, we have kind of we have a book line. Can you call these a book? These are.
No.
It's more than a pamphlet, less than a book.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically an advanced track.
No, it's 58 pages with Josh's picture in the back.
58 quarter pages, so it's
His
like
real
20
picture?
pages.
It's a lot of content. I bet you there's 99 things. Well, plus he's got a
there was
bunch-
a story
he's
that
got
I
a
wanted
bunch
to
like-
communicate
About-
to you guys, and I didn't
about-
care about the podcast, and you said save it.
It
for
was the Mark
podcast.
Carver story.
About Starbucks.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you said it'll
Dang
make
it,
a good.
It's not that great.
It's not.
Yeah. Well, so I'm meeting with one of our missionaries.
This is the greatest story
I know.
ever.
I
Oh,
mean,
he goes. This would be good for the podcast, and I said, what?
Save it.
Save it. Now it's not that
I
great.
said
Oh,
this'll
the
maybe
pressure.
Be good for
See,
the
You
Matt,
want-
But
You're
Jana,
gonna let
at
our
least
team
Jana
down.
thinks
No,
about
no.
the team.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead. Do you want to say it?
Yeah, so I'm with one of our missionaries at Starbucks, and we're just talking, and all of a sudden a guy walks in with this gigantic mullet. Like, seriously, it's this long in a ponytail, and it is a thing of beauty. And so I look at it, and my first thought was, that's awesome. And my second thought was, he is never going to be able to enjoy this. And my third thought...
The missionary.
Yes, the missionary. My third thought was, it is my job to help him to enjoy this. And so I look back to Carver and I said, you're not going to get this, but you got to look at that guy's hair over there. So he turns and he looks, and he honestly says, yeah, oh, so yeah, what's the big deal with that? And I said, just to let you know, nobody in California wears mullets like that. And he was completely mystified that a mullet was like a funny, interesting thing. And then he switches over. Yeah, every time I come back to America to get reacquainted with American culture, I go to In-N-Out. So In-N-Out Hamburgers was his way of.
Because that's
That's
Southern
a-
California
yeah.
culture.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even quantify him as
A
a
missionary.
missionary. Yeah.
Or
Well-
what he's how long has he really gone
Okay.
out of the United
Yeah,
States?
like a
ton,
mullet.
actually.
A mullet
I know,
is,
but like 3 weeks at a time or 6 weeks at a time at the most. It's not like he's
Yeah, but and missionary. I use the word missionary, so I don't as a shortcut for the rest of the podcast team.
yeah.
but
we just call him the team.
The team, yeah. But I mean, he spends more of his time outside of our culture than he does inside our culture. I mean,
I disagree with that, but that's all right.
yeah.
That's right. Here we go. This is from Barry.
How do you explain him not understanding that a mullet was lame? How
Well,
can
he-
somebody who's familiar with our culture
He is
not
familiar
get
with
that?
our culture. He's 55 years old who has 4 grown children who spent most of his time in America.
And you know,
You just have to be alive to know that a mullet went out about.
so are you saying he's not alive?
Well, I'm saying that he's
There's
clueless.
there's something else that attributes that he's clueless, not his missionariness.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go down with that.
yeah,
Yeah, great.
yeah. I mean, I like him a lot. He's a great guy. But
He is a great
just,
guy.
Yeah, if you don't know that a mullet is.
I kind of feel sorry for the team today.
I kind of feel
Yeah.
like if you don't know what a mullet is, it's because you're a missionary.
Because, man.
I just feel like this show's dragging a little bit.
Whoa.
Well, a lot of it has to do with your input, Janet. It's been really
Yeah,
good. To,
when do you think it's not dragging?
I know. Has Janet said anything other than that?
Yeah, exactly. She thinks it's moving as often as I think I'm wrong.
All right. This is from Barry Sharp, youth pastor in Leon, British Columbia, in Leon, West Virginia. No, at Leon, BC, maybe Baptist Church
Yeah.
in Leon, West Virginia. It's been a long time since I've written the podcast, mostly because my last question was never read. Just kidding. I don't know if you remember, but you paid for my wife Chrissy to attend the Simply Youth Ministry Conference back in February. I just want to tell you how much the conference impacted us, not only in our marriage. Chrissy took the Marriage to a Youth Pastor class, but it made us feel like we were not alone in this thing we call ministry. I had the opportunity to talk to Andy in the bookstore and got the chance to talk to him. Great guy. Plus, he gave us free stuff. No way.
Seriously.
Yeah.
He says, not at all like the money grubber you all make Andy out to be.
Oh.
Anyway,
Gosh,
thanks again. And we
Chumming the
plan.
waters is all he was doing.
We that is a great line. Chumming the waters. Do you even know what that means? Jana?
No.
Oh
Chumming.
my gosh, that is funny. McGill,
Did you like that?
What is
that was
chumming the
a
waters?
really funny.
When you go deep sea fishing,
Oh.
they throw bait into
Okay.
the water.
Yeah, so
So
Andy
it's
giving
like
away.
free bait,
Yep,
no
yep,
hooks
yep.
attached. But
Awesome.
there
Got
really
it.
is.
Chumming.
He says, thanks again. We plan to see you in Chicago next year. Speaking about Chicago, I edited a brochure a couple days ago that is on our conference. When does the website come live?
The brochure website
Bro-
dropped at the end of August.
The brochure and website
Does
drop.
drop mean go live?
Ship
Okay,
Yeah.
and
at the
Drop
end of
ship.
August.
The brochure drops and the website goes live.
wasn't there a Twitter about some band information? Like band information, worship band who's going to be announced? Has it been announced?
I haven't
Oh.
seen any announcements yet, but it'll all be on the website.
Who's it gonna be?
Okay. The end of August. Okay,
Who's it maybe gonna be?
2 weeks.
that's the question.
I know.
But do you know?
I
I
do.
don't.
Yeah, she does. That was set
No,
up.
she doesn't.
I don't.
Who's it gonna maybe be?
Set up. Gianna set something up.
You're right. You're right. Whoop.
Now, if Andy was here, maybe Andy would set something
Yeah.
up. Speaking of Andy, he's sent in his
Speaking of Garb
what,
Brazelton,
what he wants us to cha-ching. The 1 minute Bible sale ends at the end of summer,
isn't there always a 1 minute Bible?
For the
December,
fall.
for the new year, which is when it should be.
Yeah.
And then I
You
don't
can
know. What,
start reading it at any time though.
yeah, but that's the one that I always wanted. Give it as cheap as we can in December.
Yeah. I tell you, I have a gout bump growing right here.
Nope. I have 2 older kids in the youth ministry that I have asked to be student leaders. They are brother and sister. In the beginning, they were fantastic with helping out with the kids, but over time, they began to slack off in the attendance department. Now it's hit or miss. Today is Wednesday afternoon. I just called the guy student to ask him if he wanted to ride the church van with me to pick up the kids tonight. What I got was, I'm not really sure. It was real wishy-washy. I don't know what to do. Should I speak to them one-on-one, together, or with my other volunteers? I have 3 volunteers. Should I ask them point blank what their priorities are? Do I, in the future, make student leaders sign a covenant of some kind of meeting certain expectations
that's a
of being a
great
student
question.
leader? Thanks again for all you do. What would you say to Barry,
That's a great question.
Janet?
I think that he should ask them one-on-one why is their commitment changed, what's going on in their life, and get some more information. But I think a commitment in the future is definitely a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wondered what they knew ahead of time. Like if those were the Fields kids, just going from their point of view, saying, okay, did they know what being a student leader
Right.
was ahead of
How
time? Did
often
they
they'd
know it
have
was
to volunteer,
expected?
be
Did you
there.
know it was needed? The whole bit. So if you were really clear up front, then absolutely you can have even a more pointed conversation with them. But if you weren't clear, then maybe just say, hey, I sense you're not as excited. What's
Right.
going on?
Yeah.
And
If you were clear, you're free to totally excommunicate them from your church.
that's right. Okay.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotta have one-on-one conversation.
Absolutely. I wonder if that's in one of the 99 thoughts. Have one-on-one
I don't know. Let me
conversation. Because
see.
you know how much Josh likes confrontation.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
I
did
just
you get a
would've
paper
not,
cut?
No, I cut the tip of my thumb off the other day.
You didn't cut the tip of your thumb
Yeah,
off.
look at that. It was a divot, dude. It was
No,
all the way
that's
down
like
to the
a little
dermis.
baby blister.
Seriously. Dermis.
Derek Altom, student pastor, Altom, A-L-T-O-M, Altom.
All time.
Gotta kind of say
Yes.
that fast, Altom.
Altum.
Speaking of saying it fast,
Yep.
I ran into a girl the other day that I couldn't remember. What was her name? I couldn't remember. I knew it started with an M, but I wasn't sure which one it was. Like,
Marissa.
yeah. So I kind of did the
Matilda.
slurred thing. Hey, you ever do that?
No, I just tell them I can't remember their name and
That's good.
Oh.
Yeah.
I should.
Nope.
Truth might work better for me.
yeah.
I always feel bad. I feel like I should.
I feel
Remember the
bad
name.
too.
Yeah.
I
This
just don't cover it up.
this person
admit
graduated
my
like
sin.
11 years ago.
Oh wow.
Marissa Dillard.
No. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
uh,
That
I'm
hurt. Please don't hit me with a pen.
I'm on your gout.
The other hand.
I am.
Dude, look at that.
The last 3 days I've been in a recording studio doing my new book, Fresh Start, for an audio
Oh yeah.
book.
Are you boring?
No, I'm not boring.
Okay.
I'm trying. I mean, I'm thinking about it the whole time because we talked about it last time on the show that
Why didn't you guys get
Jan-
Charlton Heston to read it?
Janet. Well, I'd get Josh to read. Josh's got a great voice. But I.
He's got a voice made for radio.
But I'm
That's
on
what I
sabbatical.
said.
What am I doing? I'm doing nothing. Studying
You're on
Hebrew.
sabbatical.
Studying Hebrew and doing audiobooks. So anyway, in the
Every once in a
dedication.
while when you're reading, you just say, "Hey, retard, learn how to read."
No, but you make a lot of mistakes reading that. I told the lady who's in charge of it, I'm kind of a combination between reading it and speaking it. So it's a little more high energy than.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
And how do they edit that? Do you have to go back and start and stop at like a certain?
Any comma, they can pick it up. It's all so digital.
Oh.
So like
Yeah.
there'll be times after I get done with one, he'll say the word complete.
Wow.
And I'll go, complete. I'd rather do it in a sentence so I have so it doesn't sound like
The
da-da-da-da,
tonation,
complete.
yeah.
So I like to pick it up at the beginning of the paragraph.
That's funny.
Yeah, but
How many more days?
well, they had 3 days blocked out. They were hoping to do 4 chapters a day. Day 1, 9 chapters.
I told you you were gonna bang it out.
I banged it out.
Yeah.
9 chapters, and I went yesterday for half day and did the other 3, did the dedication, did all, stuff.
Do you read the table of contents?
No,
Page 2.
No,
That
but
one
I did
though.
read the dedication, and it has your name in there. And as I'm reading afterwards, he goes, "Matt McGill, did he go to Tustin High School? Was he a football player?" And I go,
Are you serious?
I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "I was his coach his freshman year."
No way.
Yeah.
Who? What's his name?
Mazawicki?
No, his he goes by JC. I wrote his name down. His last name is Coach Constance or something like that.
No, he's a missionary.
He's part-time.
Um,
Who would know what a mullet is? All right, so
I
anyway.
doubt Constance would know about
Oh,
this.
he would.
Dear team, I have 3 students who I am going to begin meeting with outside of church to do a Bible study. In a
Wait a
conversation
minute, what did that have to do with Marissa Dillard?
oh, it was like remembering an old name.
Okay, great. Sorry.
Yeah. McGill.
Marissa
McGill.
McGill.
Who remembered
Yes.
you.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I used to coach him.
Yeah, all that to say you're in the dedication part. The
Dude.
Oh,
acknowledgement.
that's so nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I guess you wouldn't need a table of contents for an audiobook because you're not turning to that page.
Yeah, but in the audiobook, what they didn't, I didn't know whether you do I don't listen to audiobooks. So
Did you read?
yeah, I didn't do like
Only
quote
up to
unquote. So I didn't say, C.S. Lewis says quote blah 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 blah
Right, right.
unquote. Or when I give illustrations about what people say,
Mhm.
I didn't say quote or unquote.
And they
Are
made
you
you go
supposed
back?
to? No. I just
No, you're supposed to actually just do it with your fingers.
I did it in my mind. Or I didn't say most of the time I use
They
the
can't see that, Janet, because it's an audiobook.
Shut up. I was trying to think about if I would I heard
All right,
on
let's
other
start the
audio.
podcast. Oh, Josh,
what if
where
we had
are
this
you?
great bit that we think Janice did see? That would be awesome. We're going to start it right now.
God.
Derek Alton. I have 3 students I'm going to begin meeting with outside the church to do a Bible study. In a conversation that I had with them this past week, I asked them what they would like to study. It was almost as if the 3 spoke in unison that they would like to study about how to share their faith with unchurched friends. Do you have any resources you could recommend to me that will help this training? Thanks for all you do to promote the cause of Christ and develop students into mature Christian adults. And what resources? I know Strobel. We actually even sell, don't we, Chris? Lee Strobel's
Case for Christ.
Case for Christ. Our friend Greg Steer at daretoshare.com has
Good buddy Greg Steer.
he has a whole curriculum series.
He has a few different things.
Yeah, I would go there. I'd start there. Forget our
Outbreak
stuff.
Viral Evangelism. Isn't that the name of his book?
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, I like Greg a lot.
You do?
He has some good stuff.
He's got a lot of energy.
Well, he's a good thinker too.
But he's got good stuff from video to reading book stuff to.
Yeah, we have at Simply Youth Ministry, we have series that we've done on evangelism.
How to shout without screaming.
How to shout without screaming is one of them. We have we
I wonder
have,
if that's still available. Is it?
yeah,
That's funny.
yeah, probably download only. We also have the Life Together. We have Life Together with Jesus and Life Together Regular, and both of those series have a book on evangelism.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's like $4.99 for each kid to get one of those, and you could walk them through a Bible study. That really
Or
is
just
actually.
buy one and photocopy it. Just
We also have the greatest story ever told that walks through a little bit of
Yes.
sharing your story.
Sharing your story.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Yes, it is.
There's a new book too, Contagious Christian.
A new book, Contagious Christian, by who?
It's a group SYM book. I don't know. I
Isn't
don't
that
remember the-
high
I
Bible
thought that was
stuff?
Hybels, yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
not
that's
the name of
Christianity.
Yeah.
Contagious Christianity is
our. Oh.
Hybels.
So we did one called
Contagious Christian. That's
That's Brazelton
hack.
trying to rip
Yeah.
off on. Okay, hey, here's the deal. We're done. We got to go out to lunch.
Okay.
Because we only have an hour before the future of the church has its next appointment. So we plan the podcast around you, as we always do. We
As
didn't
well
have
we
very many
should.
emails, but it was nice to be in your presence again. I'm guessing
It's
the
a
team.
blessing to be with Jenna and I.
I guess the team.
That would be a story for
the
the
team
podcast
would
to hear.
appreciate it.
That'd be
I
great.
think I'd like to know the team because Matt doesn't read the emails. I'd like to know if you enjoyed having Matt back, and that would be at sympodcast@gmail.com, which we should have said up front, but I'm sure Chris puts that on the video, don't you? Yeah, sympodcast@gmail.com.
He's got it so covered.
Questions? We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Where
I'm
Because
not-
you're
next
going on
week.
another trip?
Kinda. Yep. Yeah.
Where are you going next week, big time?
Well, Duffy is speaking at Fuller, and Tori's still in Africa. Cassie will be at church camp.
I just got a Twitter from Tori.
Cody, a Twitter from Tori?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish
That's
I
the
could have
first
seen
time-
that on my phone.
It's the first time she Twittered all summer. So Tori's in Africa. Don't talk about it other than she'll be back in 10 days, 8 hours.
I Skyped with her this
No,
morning.
let's
You
talk
did
about
not.
how.
You did video Skyped her?
Oh, last
Let's
night.
talk about how great their trip is.
Oh, she's great. It's great.
It's
I'm just
awesome.
missing her a lot.
I Skyped with Rudenbar, and he picks up his computer like he's still in bed.
Yeah.
And he's
Disgusting.
like, his camera is like just right here.
Every time I Skype with Tori, and we've been Skyping maybe twice a week with
Oh,
Tori.
it's great.
Steve will walk in. Steve's mission pastor. Walk in.
He knows
and
what a mullet is, though.
And he puts something in front of the camera every time, and he thinks it's so funny. He'll like take a zebra off the shelf, you know, one of those wooden zebras, and put it in front of the camera.
It's funny.
Well, it's really no different than me kind of pulling my pants down and hanging Tori a BA when she's talking to Kathy.
Yeah,
It's kind
That
of
was-
zebra-like.
that was a little bit over the line.
You know, it's back shot.
Yeah,
I just pull it down so you see a little. It's my daughter.
yeah.
So anyway,
This is the podcast. though.
Tori
It's
is
family
in
friendly.
Africa. Cody is at ASB camp. Cassie is at church camp. So we're going to go make an appearance at church camp, do a little youth ministry stuff there. Duffy's speaking at Fuller. We're going to hang out with Duffy and Maggie. So we're going to be gone for a few days.
Up in Pasadena.
Yeah. Santa Barbara, Pasadena, that kind of era.
Era?
A great
Area.
area. A great youth worker,
Those are like
Dale.
4 hours
I want to
apart.
say Dale Pinkett is his last name. Offered us his home in Hawaii. So cool. Even sent pictures yesterday. Very cool. He's on
Let's go.
vacation. You got too many kids.
Oh, just me and Misha go.
You guys probably can't go. He said that if you can't, somebody on your staff. Ooh, you're not really on youth staff.
Ooh, I
Anyway,
can feel
hey,
this.
let's close it
You're-
out. Here we
you're
go.
on my staff, though.
I know. You're my boss, aren't you?
In my
High five.
mind.
Yeah. Well, since Glenn and David are your boss, so here we go. Bye,
Bye.
team.
See
Sorry.
you later. Sorry.